Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another episode of According to Man. I am your favorite cultured brother. This is LB. Thank you guys for tuning in again. This is what I like to call the forgiveness episode. No, I'm not forgiving anybody. Well, I have, but this ain't about me forgiving anybody. This ain't about anybody forgiving me. But we're talking forgiveness today. So it's actually one of several books that I'm reading. So anybody that knows me know that people say, "Oh, you got a little ADHD." Yeah, it is what it is. So I just, I do. A lot of things can capture my attention in the blink of an eye. And so one of the books that I'm reading is, on forgiveness, because we all deal with forgiveness. Like you got to think like it's a part of everything that we do, whether it's marriage, whether it's family, friends, dealing with people in society. It's honestly, hey, forgiveness is the only way that you're gonna be able to really keep some things together. Like I know nobody's perfect. I know I'm totally far from it. But I understand how essential it is, but I'm gonna tell you. So I'm reading the book, and this is what the book says. So the book says, all right, there's like 6 words that are so difficult for people to say. And I'm like, okay, get to it. What are they? And the 6 words are, I'm sorry, I forgive you. See, a lot of people can't say that. You know why a lot of people can't say that? Because people be like, I ain't gonna say it because I wasn't wrong. You know what you did. Yeah, I get it. Like let me tell you something. When you're in the moment, yeah, no, I don't want to hear that. No, I'm not gonna say I forgive you. No, but that's a part. It's 2 part in there. So the first part, I'm sorry, it's accountability, being realistic. Like just owning and owning what you need to own and being self-aware. And then I forgive you. Let me tell you something. See, this is why people say, like, people will say, I've heard people say, well, I'll accept your apology, but I still don't forgive you. Well, then you probably don't accept my apology. But I've been there too. I won't say this is anybody that knows me. This is when I'm upset. I'm not really doing a lot of talking. So, just, hey, that's a free LB tip. If LB is pissed to hell, I mean, if he's very upset, you're not gonna get that much audio out of me. I'm telling you right now. Like, I can't, cause see, in my mind, I'm trying to reformulate everything that I'm thinking that's about to come out, cause it's gonna be rude. There's no way for it not to be rude. But for me, I understood the importance of saying I'm not just saying I'm sorry, but kind of talking through like what I need to do and am willing to do to change my behaviors, if my behaviors is what really caused, the incident or whatever you want to call it. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just say they're sorry because, oh man, I'm sorry, I upset someone I really care about, But what happens is, if you can't look in the mirror and be truly aware of where you went left, then the sorry is just, I mean, it sound good, but I mean, a lot of times, man, it don't even sound good. But I mean, you got to work on changing your behaviors. Like, people, and listen, this is something too. A lot of people expect you to just change in the blink of an eye. No, it don't work that way. It doesn't work. Let me tell you something. Because if their emotional intelligence, if their moxie was that high, they would have never probably made the mistake in the first damn place. So you got to be realistic in the expectations that you set. Like somebody that just really messed you over is not finna just change in the blink of an eye. They may want to, but I mean, and it's not saying, oh, yes, you got to stick around. You got to decide what friendships, what relationships, what ties with family, what uh social relationships, what romantic relationships. You got to figure out which ones got enough value to work that shit out. Like some some of them ain't worth it. Let me tell you something. There's plenty of people to this day. I'm not speaking to them. They're not speaking to me, and there's no ill will. But that relationship didn't have enough value to outweigh whatever level of disrespect or disagreement that we had. And let me tell you something else too. Let me tell you something I like. I usually don't get into cliche stuff, but I do like this. Like I saw something that says, what it say? It says, let your apology be as loud as your level of disrespect. I love that. Let me tell you something. You know what? See, I got quiet. You start listening when people think people finna give you a gem. No, I'm gonna tell you why I love it. I think I don't think you have to try to do that. I think if you truly regret what did or didn't happen, I think that it'll out magnify that behavior by tenfold, because people that you actually give a damn about, that you care about, that you love, that you know care about you and love you and want the best for you and you want the best for them, like, yes, you're gonna bust your ass to rectify that relationship, as you should. Because I know I've had to, and so I don't have as much pride to swallow anymore. I used to have. I would say, I'll be honest, a lot of people ain't gonna say it, like, yeah, pride, it mess with us all. But I've been able to, look in the mirror and be like, you know what, listen, hey, you've been a flawed creature for a long time and you're gonna forever be one. You can't pull the wool over nobody's eyes that you truly let close to you, because those are the people that know you best. I will say this: I had to learn to start working on the phrase "I forgive you," and not necessarily saying "I forgive you," but the concept more so, like actual forgiveness. Like it's essential for me, because this is one thing about me: I can't fake the funk. I love who I love. I dislike who and what I dislike. And if I care, I care. I can't. I can't mask that. Like, and a lot of men will mask their feelings, emotions, things of that nature. We hear that all the time, because it's especially if you were kind of brought up in an era where masculinity was kind of like preached, and that's kind of like the dominant trait that males are expected to have. Then yeah, like you'll struggle with it, because it's like waiting until you're 35 to learn to ride a bike. Yeah, you've been watching everybody else do it your whole life, but until you get out there, you got to figure out how to balance this mess out. And so for me, the reason I had to do it, and I'll be honest, it's a little bit selfish. The reason I had to work on forgiveness is because when you're a person that cares the way that I care, which means I got two levels. I'm all in or I'm all out. Ain't no in between. Ain't gonna, hey, I rock with it. No, 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 no. Either you in or you out. There is no in between. You know why? Because in between is inconsistent, and I don't like inconsistency. I can't do nothing with that. But for me, I had to learn to work on forgiveness, because I was carrying the weight of other people's, for lack of better words, I was carrying the weight of, you ever carried the weight of somebody else sin? Somebody else do something wrong that just, and they wrong you, or they wronged other people and you're aware of it, and that shit, excuse me, and it bothers you. You know why it bothers you? Because you got morals, you got integrity, and because you care. I had to learn that I had to work on getting rid of that burden on me, because this is what would happen. I may have feel that I was wronged by someone, and I wind up caring more about it than the person that actually, committed the wrong behavior or act or whatever towards me. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, like you was wrong, but I'm the one that's feeling like I'm wrong, like, And so I just got to a point to where I had to say, you know what, for the betterment of me, I've got to ensure that whatever bad happened on Monday don't drift into Tuesday, and now you got this chain reaction by the end of the week. I'm oh, woe is me, because I care more about the friendship, the relationship, whatever it is, than the other person. And so it's hard, trying to match emotional levels with people. But I will tell you this, like, so it ain't always about, uh, forgiving them so y'all can move on. Hell, you might be moving on without their ass. Like, you need to work on forgiving them so that you don't drag that unnecessary burden along with you. Because I can tell you what, I done left jobs, I done left relationships, I done left friendships, and still had a burden on my back, because there were things that were unspoken, that were uncommunicated, and it was really a toxic burden for me, and I felt like I was doing myself more. I was like, you know what, I ain't got nothing else to say, whatever, whoop, whoop, whoop. But I needed to find a way to get that off of me, because it was weighing me down. Forgiveness became my answer to a lot of questions that I didn't want to answer. So hey, that's my spiel on that. It was just on my mind. I wanted to get it off. You guys know how I do. I gotta say it while it's on my mind, because I don't want it to sit there and get stale or get old. But once again, I'm gonna hit you guys real quick for the special edition of Dear LB because I got some requests um, right after the last episode, and people wanted to talk about them. So I'm gonna jump right into that bag this week. Oh boy, here we go. See, I always read these like internally. Like I don't know how you read internal, but I guess I read them silently to myself. And then I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh boy, okay, just all right. So she says, Dear LB, she says, my friend keeps telling this, okay. She's referring to a man, but that's not the word she used. My friend keeps telling me this man, that's what we're going to say, because this is according to man. She keeps telling this man that she needs space, and he keeps popping up. She does say, no, she does say, is that what that says? Okay. I'll rephrase that. She says that she allows it. Why doesn't he respect the request in the first place? They're not together, but he does come over and they chill and smoke just about every day. And she's tired of it. So she says, let me tell you something. First of all, okay. See, see, this is what I do. See, this is what I think I'm good at. I think I'm good at slowing things down. So let me slow this down. So her friend keeps telling her. All right, so you know what that means? That means from the jump, all her communication going to the wrong source. But anyway, so her friend keeps telling her that she needs space from a guy. He keeps popping up, and she allows it. Why doesn't he respect her request? You know why? Because you just said it. She allows it. So I don't know what the conversation is that she's having with. First of all, listen. Let's okay. Let me get into a couple things. So first of all, she says that he comes to her house. They smoke. They hang out. They do their thing. Okay, they're adults. Fine. See, in order for a woman to invite you to her house, she usually has to have a certain level of trust with you, right? Because I ain't never just willy nilly. I mean, I've been over a couple. Well, this ain't about me, but if a woman allows you in her personal dwelling daily, you said this guy comes. You said damn near every day. So you know what that means? That means damn near every day, right? So if she's allowing this gentleman in her space, that means she got a high level of trust for him and familiarity too. I will say this: if he's coming to smoke and chill, who paying for the smoke? But well, okay, that's not my business. That's not my business. But I will say this: we all know as adults, your actions and words must align. See. Sometimes I think we want all the honey, but then when you get mad, when you get stuck in the situation, you see what I did there? See, honey, stuff. See, anyway, so I'm just trying to think like you can't. Um, she's not surprised because first of all, if she's telling him that and he's still coming every day, then when is she gonna say no? I don't want company today. Cause is he just popping up? He just come. Do we got a key? Like I mean, has he moved in? Like because just So my thing is this: if it's I don't know. I can only assume, but chances are the friendship has probably went past that. Probably, maybe. I don't know. I'm just assuming. Maybe. Usually when you involve some things, and you're hanging out, maybe. I'm assuming. I don't know, but sometimes see this is what happens. See when you ever been a child and your mother would say, okay, you can go down to such and such street, but don't go any further because see that next street over is real busy, and so it's there's a word that, oh, okay, you might get out there and get hit. Well, see, there's another word about a busy street too. See, what happens is, see, if you go too far, you might go across that street, and then when it's time to come back, you got trouble getting back. So, see, what might have happened is maybe they done crossed that line, and now she won't go back across that street. But it ain't as easy to rewind as it was to fast forward. And you know what? They need to give me that's a old shout out to the old VCR. Anybody ever had anyway? So some of you might not be old enough for a VCR, but anyway, I did. I can tell you a couple things I used to watch on the VCR. But I don't know. I feel like let me give my disclaimer. I don't think that every woman is wrong. I'm just giving my perspective on it. In this situation, it sounds like that this woman's actions are not correlating with her thoughts and her feelings. Maybe like, okay, it's cool to hang him. She don't want to be alone. Let me give you this. Let me give you a free. This is straight up Lenward. I've been in this guy's situation. I had a woman that literally like we were hanging tough. We were not in a committed relationship. We weren't really looking to be in one. But the way that we were behaving was like we were in a relationship. And it got to a point to where I remember her like she would always like bring up like um I just be honest. I ain't gonna sugarcoat. I mean, she would say like, I mean, you talk to other people and I talk to other people, and I was like, yeah, doing it now. Like, what do you mean? Like, but I'm like, why are we having like relationship disagreements if we're not in a relationship? But you can't, if anybody is coming to see you every day and you allowing that, what the hell you think gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen? She talking about why he don't respect your request. You know why? Because your request ain't got no weight. That's like that's like when you tell your child don't go outside and you still allow them to go outside every day. You know what that means? After a while, you're gonna start saying don't go outside. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna chuckle at your ass and they're gonna go out that door. Now, me, when my mama said don't go outside, that means don't even walk by the door. Don't even look outside. You hear me? Close your blinds. You know what? I can't, girl. Hell, I can't answer all your problems. I'm sitting here. You know what it is though. You see, you were hanging out, you just wanted to be cool. And at some point, this guy probably like, and he may not have no other friends. He may just like you as a friend. Is he coming on to you? Is he coming over? Because you might be putting it out there like, oh, like he's sweating you. He might just be coming to smoke. Maybe that's what he coming to do. Maybe that's his thing. Maybe he come to you because you his zen. He come smoke with you. He come chill because you don't stress him the hell out. You see what that is? Maybe you don't even appreciate what he sees in you. He might just see you as be like, man, you know what? She has really become my best friend. You didn't say that, did you? You just like, oh, he don't respect your request, which probably mean that you got some other men that you can't bring over because you got him. Oh man, somebody need to tell him he gonna need a smoke after he hear that. All right, on to the next one. So, oh boy, okay, okay, all right. Disclaimer. I'm starting to get a lot of more increases from males. All right, so yeah, this is a male. All right, let's roll with it. So he says, LB, he talking to me like we know each other. What up, bro? He said, I went over this chick. Okay, I will say woman because we said man, right? I went over this woman's house and we were chilling. And bro, when I say the chick house freaked me out, wait, what? What happened? I'm curious now. My antennas are up. Dun, 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 dun. That's that little Jaws thing. He says, when I say the woman's house freaked me out, most of the women I dated were neat and clean freaks. Is it weird that her lack of tidiness has turned me off? Oh shit! Oh, see. Let me tell you now. It's a slippery slope now because you got to be careful what you. Oh boy, you. All right, now when you might go somewhere that you can't come back from. It's like, hey, I just said, don't run across that street if you don't know how you're gonna get back across this traffic. You can't be running across the interstate and then think you're just gonna hop back. So he says, I went over this woman's house and we were chilling, but when I say her house freaked me out. Most of the women I've dated were neat and clean freaks. Okay, so that means they're a little bit extra than normal people. Is it weird that her lack of tidiness has turned me off? No, you just answered your own question. You used to dealing with women that, uh, like you said, were a little bit more OCD about it. I mean, when you say her house freaked you out and that the women are clean freaks, are you saying that her house was junky? Are you saying it was messy? Was it dirty? Like, where are you going with that? Like, because that could be a lot of things. Like, um, I would say, um, I mean, hell, you know what? Let's give the women some support. How well do you keep house? Like, is your place messy? Would it turn her off? Like, do you get when people walk in? Is it clean? Is it tidy? Does it smell good? Everybody know me. Let me tell you something. I believe in now. I do have to take some time to tidy up. I believe in having a good smelling place. I like that. Me and aromas, fragrances. Oh, that work with me. I got a candle going right now. I ain't gonna and some wax melts too. Shout out to Raising the Bar Soap Company. That's who I get all my wax melts from. Thank you, Renita. Visit them at raisingthebar.co, or excuse me, raisingthebarco.com. Sorry, I always forget that. But no, like, so you like first thing I do is, hey, before I start judging people, let me look like what does your situation look like? You don't. Let me ask you this: did you offer to clean up? Like maybe not like, oh, your place is dirty. Like that's rude. Like, yeah, you wouldn't come that way. But say, hey, like, okay, if you went over, you was chilling with her. This is one thing that I always do. Like, okay, in the event that, you know, in the event that, you know, hey, like, okay, if you went over, you was chilling with her. This is one thing that I always do. Like, okay, you know, hey, like, okay, if you went over, you was chilling with her. This is one thing that I always do. Like, okay, I got to go back to the last time I was in a serious relationship. So, if my better half or a woman that I was into cooked, I always made sure, okay, yeah, I'm going to wash the dishes. I'm going to take the trash out. I'm going to tidy up, everything. Cause those are just habits that I have. So, I mean, and I've been with women that won't let me wash the dishes, sweep, do anything like that. I mean, but this woman, like, we ain't just gonna put her out to make do. Is she juggling a lot? I mean, does she got kids? Does she work? Does she work out? Hell, it's hell being. Is she okay? So she talking to you. So she could be a single parent, man. That's a lot to deal with. Like, I'm just saying, like, you're you could be going down a rabbit's hole, and there could be, a valid reason or justification. Like, people say, well, how you supposed to bring up, oh, I don't like being over here because your house dirty. No, what you bring up is if you see an opportunity, if you in her house and her trash needs to be taken out, take it out. Like, be proactive. The same thing that you would expect a child to do is what a woman expects a man to do without being told. Like, take the trash out. If there are crumbs on the floor, like, sweep them up. Like, this, it's, and I'm just saying, like, I ain't saying you got to go over there and you got to tidy her house up, but I mean, that should be a pretty open conversation. Because I'm gonna tell you what, too, I've had women that will come over to my place and they'll be like, "Oh, you make me want to go home and clean up." Now, I ain't no clean freak. I'm not. I clean when I know I'm gonna have people over. But at the same time, like, I get how it can freak you out. Though. I did go over a woman's house and it kind of bothered me a little bit. It was different than what I was used to. I didn't act. What's what I'm looking for? I wasn't rude about it, but at the same time, like, you just, hey, look, if she is a really nice person and, you didn't say you had a problem with her hygiene or anything of that nature. You didn't say that, it was, infestation or something like that. Like, if she ain't had a chance to wash, like, come on, that's easy stuff, bro. Like, don't just toss somebody out the window. Cause you know what? Let me tell you what happened. I'm gonna take yours. I'm gonna run with something else real quick. I'm gonna say this while it's on my mind. See, sometimes making those snap judgments. See, that's a lot of what happens with. I'm gonna tell you what happens to a lot of young men, and I'm gonna totally switch subjects real quick. But thank you for that concern because you just spawned a thought in my mind. I'm gonna tell you something I was thinking about the other day, and I'm just talking about men because I can only speak from a male's perspective. Man, young men have a lot of damn pressure on them. Like, I was watching a TV show today. It was on mute while I was working from home today, and it was an episode. I'm not gonna say the name of the show, but it was about there was a teenage girl on the show, and she was kind of like somewhat liking this young man, and the young man was real creative and artsy and things of that nature. And her stepfather, like, just totally didn't like the kid. He was like, I know it's tight, boop, boop, boop. And I was like, man, that's a lot of pressure to put on a young man because I remember, I would overhear like people's parents and moms, and they would say, and like literally, like, I mean, as a teenager, like, well, I mean, I don't know, what you see. I mean, he ain't got a car, he don't have his own place, he worked at the little such and such. It's like you're expecting a man, or sometimes we expect a young man to be everything that a lot of full grown men that you dealing with ain't even built up yet to. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that, because then you feel now you're looking at your mama like, mama, how you gonna give me relate? Let me tell you something. Some of our parents are the worst people to get relationship advice from. You know why? Look, I'm gonna say it. Look, you know why? I'm gonna pretend somebody is here is gonna say why. Look, ask ask your sibling that ain't got the same dad as you. You see what I'm talking about? You see? You see? Hey, just because you've been here a long time don't mean you got this figured out. Hey, look, thank y'all again for tuning in. That's my time. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of According to Man, brought to you by Rise Chattanooga under the Amplified umbrella. Thank you for your online support. Keep the questions coming. Hey, to follow me online, go to Facebook at Lenward Brackin Jr. I'm also on Instagram, all lowercase, ATM_LB. Thank you guys again. According to Man signing out.